All right, protests across the country today, particularly in the New York area, but out in Israel, the protests concern getting the hostages released. There are about 100 of them. They include 4 American hostages. One of them is Segi Dekel-Chen, an Israeli-American who was taken hostage by Hamas on that fateful day. His father, Jonathan, kind enough to join us. Jonathan, very good to have you. This day must hit you particularly hard, and I apologize for that. But you have a message, right? I mean, you don't want us to forget your son and those other hostages.
Well, that's absolutely true. Correction, there are 7 U.S. hostages remaining. 4 of them we believe are still alive. Okay. 3 of them we know have already been murdered. As far as this day is concerned, look, on October 7th, for most Israelis, certainly anyone that has any connection to a victim, an Israeli victim of that day, be they murdered or taken captive, time stopped. And so today is just sort of another day of living hell, most importantly for the hostages, but also for all of their families and most Israelis who believe that they must, as a national priority, come home.
I'm sure you don't relish talking about this, but can you tell us about how Jonathan was captured or how your son was captured and what went down that day?
Yeah, Sagi was taken hostage from our home, kibbutz Nir Oz, about a mile from the border. For the viewers who aren't familiar, a kibbutz is a cooperative farm, small communities. Ours numbered about 400 people altogether, civilian, entirely civilian. And that morning of October 7th, 200 Nukhba terrorist commandos invaded our kibbutz simultaneously, armed heavily, very well trained, and they were followed immediately by several hundred looters, all of them civilians, some armed, some not. And so in combination between the terrorists and the looters, 51 of our community were murdered that day, another 79 taken hostage, among them my son, and our community completely destroyed. And unlike other places along the border, other communities, the Israeli army never came to our kibbutz. It's something that still needs to be investigated in a serious way. So the terrorists and the looters were allowed to rampage through our kibbutz for about 7.5 hours. And the only defense that we had was our small civilian first responder team, all of whom were either killed that morning or taken hostage. Sagi, who is a father of 3 little girls, was taken at around 9:30 in the morning that day, trying to defend his family and the community as a whole.
You know, Jonathan, the Vice President, Kamala Harris, briefly had an opportunity to answer a question concerning these ongoing ceasefire negotiations, saying the administration do everything it can to broker a deal. But the backdrop for this, as you know better than anyone, is this expanded war with Iran and Israel now getting ready to respond to that missile attack last week. Are you worried?
Well, we're extremely worried, but we've been worried well before. Hostage families have been worried well before this more recent escalation with Iran. The vast majority of Israelis, and you showed briefly beforehand, those protesting in the street, this isn't a small handful of Israelis. These are hundreds of thousands, millions actually in the aggregate, who have been protesting since November against our own government, who has not prioritized the safety of the hostages and getting them back within its supposed war aims in the war against Hamas. And so this is another layer of worry, of course, and concern for the lives of the hostages, because, look, news cycles are what they are. And any distraction from the lives of these hostages, be it from an expanding conflict or anything else, puts them at greater risk. The fact of the matter is that they continue to die in captivity, and Israel for the last 2 months has only been able to recover bodies of hostages that have either been executed by Hamas in recent weeks and months, or who've perished from tragic friendly fire. So all of this is incredibly concerning, but I think most Israelis would agree with me. The most concerning thing is our government doesn't really seem to care that much about the fate of the hostages, lip service aside.
Jonathan, do you have evidence, or have there been reports that your son is indeed alive with these 3 other Americans and 90 some odd others who could also be held captive?
Well, the situation is this. Hamas from October 7th has not allowed any Red Cross, Red Crescent visits or any other international organization to see the hostages. The little that we know about Sagi and most of the other hostages came in late November, early December. There was an initial hostage agreement with Hamas, between Israel and Hamas, brokered by the United States. That returned of the 250 odd hostages that were taken by Hamas, 100 plus came home. Of those 100, 40 were from my kibbutz, from my home, women and children, who were able to tell us that they had seen, very briefly, had seen Sagi and many other hostages before they were released. They had encountered them in the tunnels under Gaza. At that time, they were able to tell us that Sagi was alive, but wounded. That's an eternity ago. And most tragically, many of the men that they encountered at that time have been declared dead. Some of their bodies returned to Israel by the IDF, which means that the hostages are dying either by execution or neglect by Hamas, any kind of torture, and by friendly fire. So we are sort of out of our minds with concern about this, and asking the international community to, in any way possible, apply pressure on Hamas for it to get to yes in any kind of negotiated agreement that will return hostages, and of course create a ceasefire to stop the madness in Gaza.
Jonathan, I cannot paint enough for you. People listening to your story and your son's story, our thoughts and prayers. I know you get tired of hearing that from a lot of people who mean well, don't know what to say, but they are with you. And Sagi, let's just see what happens. Thank you, Jonathan.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.